Pearl Harbor Day remembered. On the morning of December 7, 1941, Japan launched a sneak attack on the U.S. Pacific Fleet's base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii as part of a plan to eliminate any potential challenge to Japanese conquest in Asia. The attack compelled the United States to enter World War II as a combatant and to wage a costly, bloody struggle to defeat the Japanese Empire. We produce 5 amazing videos per week, so please click on the like button and subscribe to see future videos. Like, comment, share, subscribe. The Japanese plan to attack Pearl Harbor was devised by Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, who knew that the United States had far greater resources than Japan and that his country could not win a protracted war. Yamamoto believed that Japan's only chance for success was to stage a surprise assault that would knock the U.S. fleet out of action for a year or more. Japanese forces trained for about a year to prepare for the attack. They added wooden fins to their aerial torpedoes and made other modifications so they could work on short runs at the 45-foot average depth of Pearl Harbor. The Japanese Foreign Ministry wanted to present the United States with a declaration of war prior to the attack so they wouldn't violate international law. But it was blocked by the Japanese military, which didn't want to jeopardize the operation. The Japanese attack force, which included 6 aircraft carriers and 420 planes, sailed on a 3,500-mile voyage to a staging area 230 miles off the Hawaiian island of Oahu. The Japanese sailed without radar or reconnaissance planes overhead in an effort to avoid detection. U.S. officials overlooked Japanese forces' preparation for war and missed warning signs of the impending attack, including an intercepted December 6 Japanese message asking about berthing positions at Pearl Harbor and a radar sighting of a large group of airplanes headed toward Oahu on the morning of December 7. The first wave of the attack included 180 Japanese aircraft, including torpedo planes, high-level bombers, dive bombers, and fighters. They were followed by a second wave of similar size but with more dive bombers and no torpedo planes. The radio code indicating a successful attack was Tora Tora Tora. The word Tora means tiger in Japanese. It may have been inspired by a Japanese saying, "A tiger goes out 2,000 miles and returns without fail." Japanese torpedo bombers flew just 50 feet above the water as they fired at the U.S. ships in the harbor, while other planes strafed the decks with bullets and dropped bombs. The USS Arizona, which was moored next to a repair ship when the attack began, was struck by several Japanese bombs and exploded in flames as it sank. More than 1,100 service members were killed, including Rear Admiral Isaac C. Kidd and the ship's commanding officer, Captain Franklin Van Valkenburg. Though caught off guard, U.S. service members fought back hard and managed to fire more than 284,000 rounds of ammunition at the Japanese attackers. One of the most outstanding heroes was Cook Third Class Doris Dory Miller, who took over a 50 caliber Browning anti-aircraft machine gun on the USS West Virginia, and despite his inexperience with the weapon, managed to shoot down between 4 and 6 Japanese planes before being ordered to abandon ship. He later became the first African American to receive the Navy Cross. Miller was killed in action in 1943. The attack killed 2,403 service members and wounded 1,178 more, and sank or destroyed 6 U.S. ships. They also destroyed 169 U.S. Navy and Army Air Corps planes. The Japanese losses included 29 aircraft in addition to 5 midget submarines, and 129 attackers were killed and 1 taken prisoner. The attack on Pearl Harbor was followed the next day by Japanese air attacks on U.S. bases in the Philippines, Guam, and Wake Island. Yamamoto, the architect of the attack, didn't survive to see Japan's eventual defeat. He was killed in 1943 when American fighters shot down his plane over the Solomon Islands.